Next problem is my Foettinger coupler. The old coupler spit my bolts out, and while it did that, it tore the holes all to hell and ripped the threads out. So I'm going to use a tap and die. Well, not a die, a tap. So I'm going to tap out the threads for a helicoil. A helicoil is this right here. That is a threaded insert that threads in, and I'll glue it when I thread it in finally. So I'll tap a hole that'll fit this outside thread, then I'll screw this down in there, glue it in, and when I'm done, I'll have the same inside threads that I used to have for the bolts that are supposed to go in there. So this will sit in there and be a new permanent source of threads for my bolt. At least that's the plan. At least I feel like I fixed something inside the transmission now, so this should all be okay. Everything's gonna be okay, I think. All right, here we go. I don't know if I'm gonna have to hold this down somehow. I have to get in there and squeeze it with my knees. Might have to drill a bigger hole, but I don't think so. Just want to be real easy. Try and keep it level. Get your hole started. You gotta do a nice job. One way or the other. This has to turn out perfect. Am I perfect? No, I'm not. Do I know what I'm doing? I most certainly do not. Does any of that matter? Probably. I really am a chicken. Now, I don't know what I'm getting accomplished here. Just kind of making a mess. They don't pretend to know anything. But this could be troublesome. I mean, if this doesn't work, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really want to try and do a good job here, Jimmy Durr. Keep it steady, keep it level. I mean, instead of cutting, it's just kind of tearing. It's supposed to be cutting new threads. I just want to go as easy as possible and try and keep this thing level so your threads will be straight. You know, but it's not cutting threads, it's just making it worse. I don't know what kind of crap, you know, everything comes from China, and China doesn't have a good source of iron, so they buy up all the junk cars in this country, and when they do that, they get a whole load of plastic and crap metal, and all this shit goes sent over there on a boat, and they melt it all together in a pot, and they don't care nothing about quality as far as anybody can tell. They're just trying to put some crap together, and what you get is a bunch of crap. And I have no idea what I'm talking about, but it sounds good to me. The whole world is shit. People have ruined everything. Ruined everything. And here I am with a Chinese die. I'm sorry, a Chinese tap. But it's American threads. And it's just not, I'm just ripping a hole. That's what I'm doing. Let me clean this off. something's got to happen eventually here. Otherwise, I'm going to get the welder out and just start burning this thing. I don't know what's going to happen. Something has to happen. It's just not cutting threads. It's like drilling a hole. I'm drilling a hole and the hole's coming out smooth because the threads aren't getting cut into this steel. And it's not eating it, it's just drilling it. Oh, maybe it'll go now. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it wants to. I want it to. I want you to tap a hole now. I'm tapping a hole, so we're cutting threads into this thing. There's already a hole. What we want to do is cut a spiral thread into the side of the hole so that we can thread our helicoil down in there, which will have the proper size threads for the bolt. We can't tap the right size threads into this hole because the bolts that were in there tore the threads out. So now we're stuck with a bigger hole, and we want to right that wrong. We want to fix it. So we're going to get the right size threads in there. Here we go. Now I'm cutting threads. Now my torque converter's trying to run away on me. I'm going to hold it with my knee while I just very carefully go back and forth with my tap, cutting threads into this hole. You don't want to pull too hard because that's how you'll break the tap. And once I break the tap, I've got to go to the store and steal a new one. It keeps trying to run away. We can't let that happen. Now I think the best thing we can all do now is just come back later and see how I make out. Ow! Alright, everything's going as planned. I'm just turning this tap. Turning. We'll cut threads in this hole. Yeah, it's trying to run away, but yeah, I'm cutting threads in it. So it's gonna work. I feel confident that this is going to work. I think it's gonna turn out nicely, and right there I think I hit the inside there. I'm all the way through, threaded all the way through. You can see it turns out nicely. So now I've cut threads in my hole, and those threads will be for the outside of my helicoil, which is here. Here it is. That should thread right into that hole, and then the inside threads will be proper threads for my bolt coming through my flex plate and going into my converter. Alright, everything's gonna be okay. That looks good. I'm gonna put some Loctite on it because it doesn't seem like it's gonna want to come out once you put it in. Nope, doesn't want to come out, so we'll just squirt a little Loctite on there, tighten it up. This is Loctite. I don't know what it's made out of. What are you made out of, Loctite? Sticky stuff? Super glue? High strength super glue. High strength red Loctite. May cause allergic skin reaction, but will it kill the coronavirus? That cleared me right up. Alright, put a little dot there. Now I've got to tighten it up before it dries. Hey. Don't run away. Don't run away, little doggy. I need you to stay. I'm gonna turn this right in. Easy peasy. This isn't a tap. This is just like a bolt now. Turn it in. We don't want to go too far, but we don't want to stick out any. Once I get it in, we know we've got the Loctite on there. And it should come right back in. My bolt should come back out of the inside. That's working out fine. Everything is good. Things are great. That looks good. I'm happy about it. Just like that, we've installed new threads in that ear of the converter. We got to do that 2 more times, and it will be repaired and ready for installation. There we go. That's my new helicoil installed. There's the old tore up threads. There's the new one. Don't know what I'm doing, but I sure do it well.